people don't say what they mean. When you talk to somebody and they say something like, "What did you do today?" or something innocent like that, this does not mean what they directly are saying at the outset. What I mean by that is in almost all certainty, they're not actually curious about what did you do today, literally. What is the source of what they're saying? Maybe it's something like, I want you to like me, so I'm pretending to be interested in your day to facilitate that outcome. Or maybe it's like, I want to interact with you so I don't feel bad about ignoring you. There's like a real motive and then like a surface thing. Like when somebody just says like, "Hey man, what's up?" Or they ask a question like, "How do I do this thing?" You're just getting the tip of the iceberg. Like who knows how deep or how far down the real reason behind what they're saying to you is. Like you look at a Shakespeare play or something. Like let's like a Romeo and Juliet. There's a lot of dialogue, right? Like we have two fucking characters. When you just hear somebody's words, like, "What art thou drawn among these heartless hinds?" This means like nothing out of context. Like who the fuck knows what that means if you haven't been watching the play up until this point? Like this means like nothing, right? It is not just that. So like you need to have watched the play and you need to kind of know what plays are. And then you need the life experience to understand like what it is they're even talking about in the play, right? Like there's these layers and layers and layers. Like when you talk to somebody or you consume a piece of information, like we just go to YouTube. Like let's look at DIY parks, right? This YouTube channel is great. There's all this content, all this information, a bunch of dialogue, and it's like nested in this huge, huge, huge cultural and human context. That goes very, very deep, right? Like almost none of what he's saying here is really what he means. And this is true for everybody, not just him. Like let's take this excellent video as an example. You know, on the surface, right, he's just giving you instructions on how to build a microphone from scratch. Pretty cool, right? But like as you go deeper, what he really means, this is made up. I don't actually know if this is what he means. I'm just saying this like could exist, right? Maybe it's something like I just want YouTube money to get a bigger house. So I made a microphone and I just want you to pay more attention so I get more revenue. But then you go deeper. You know, why do you want more revenue? It's like, really? I want more revenue so that my parents are less disappointed in me. I'm not saying any of this is true for DIY parks, right? What I'm saying is are like an infinite number of plausible explanations for why he says this, what he really means behind it. The totality of the truth of like what's happening. Like what's actually said is never the truth. It never gets to like the root of things. Do you know what I mean? Like if this was getting to the root of things and this was the truth, he would say something like, "I want more revenue so my parents are disappointed in me. I need the money, so I'm going to show you how to build a microphone." Do you know what I mean? And then that's like the most truth. This is a spectrum. From like surface. And then it's like, okay, there's more truth here. And then you get to the good stuff. And then the real. It's like, holy moly, you get to the bottom of things. Sometimes the bottom is crazy. This whole situation had me thinking, right? Imagine somebody so, like, truthful. So based, if you will. That everything they say has zero hidden meaning or context behind it. Imagine this person. You know, I'm going to draw an artistic rendition. Here we go. We're going to name him John. This hypothetical man, John. Let's just imagine, like you walk up to him, like, what is he saying? Like, "Hey man, how's it hanging?" And then John, like, his eyes don't move. He doesn't blink. "I don't care about you or anything you have to say right now. I am at peace with myself and the world. I do not need your dialogue." And then you may retort, "Aha! You have a hidden motive. Why would you say such things to me unless you cared? For some reason. Like maybe your parents hated you or something, and so you hate everybody." And then John, clever John, he says nothing. He just walks away. And that's John, this imaginary character. Imagine actually knowing this guy and he's like friends with you. He's just so flat out, no details, no hidden motives. He's just a guy, just a person. It's almost like the perfect being. Yeah, anyways, I was playing Tekken 2 today instead of working on the game. But this really interests me. Somebody who's completely real. No distinction between the surface. Like if this is the average person with every statement, there's an iceberg underneath. This person is like an ice cube. Not even like an ice cube. Like some kind of structure that doesn't even penetrate the water. It's so buoyant. Completely surface. Zero depth. Like a horrible character, right? It's not interesting at all. There's no complexity. There's no challenge. He's like done. Like the character development is over. This is a complete person. It was all I got today. Like and subscribe.